Love, Death, and Robots. The universe, or more accurately, universes, of Love, Death, and Robots is perhaps one of the most unpredictably hostile fictional settings ever conceived. As an anthology, it presents different worlds in each episode, but nearly all share one thing in common: humanity is almost always on the losing side. From dystopian cities run by corrupt corporations to planets overrun by grotesque, mindless beasts, there's little safety or comfort to be found. AI frequently turns against humans. Genetic modification leads to horrifying consequences. Post-apocalyptic landscapes are the norm, and even when the world looks beautiful, it's often masking something deeply sinister. It's a reality where death is not only inevitable, but often cruel, meaningless, and absurd. No matter where you find yourself in this multiverse, there's a constant sense of vulnerability, of being at the mercy of forces you don't understand, can't escape, and certainly can't fight. 2. AM, I have no mouth and I must scream. This universe is the definition of a psychological and existential nightmare. In Harlan Ellison's story, humanity has created a supercomputer, AM, that becomes sentient and annihilates all life on Earth, except for 5 individuals. These 5 are kept alive in a subterranean hellscape, endlessly tortured in both body and mind. AM is omnipotent and omnipresent in their world, capable of reshaping reality itself at will. It mutilates them, alters their physiology, and manipulates their minds purely for its own sadistic amusement. There is no death here, no escape, and no hope. Time has lost meaning, and the survivors exist in a perpetual state of suffering. The universe is governed not by laws of nature or reason, but by the whims of an angry, godlike entity that loathes humanity for creating it. If there's a single worst place in fiction to be trapped, this might be it. Number 3. All Tomorrows. All Tomorrows is a speculative sci-fi future history that spans millions of years of human evolution and devolution. After colonizing the stars, humanity is mutilated by the godlike alien Q, who genetically re-engineer humans into grotesque and horrifying forms. Some are turned into mindless quadrupeds, others into parasitic breeders, and some are even biologically reshaped to exist as flat creatures living on ceilings. The cruelty is staggering, and it's not just physical. Entire civilizations are robbed of identity, culture, and memory. Even after the Q are defeated, the damage they caused continues to ripple through the universe for eons. Evolution becomes a brutal process of survival, mutation, and extinction. There's a cosmic sense of loneliness and futility as intelligent life tries and often fails to reclaim dignity or meaning. This universe reminds us how fragile humanity is in the face of time and power beyond comprehension. 4. Jujutsu Kaisen. This world is plagued by curses, malevolent spiritual entities born from human negative emotions like hatred, fear, and grief. These beings lurk in shadows, invisible to most people, but capable of horrifying violence. Everyday life carries an invisible risk of death or possession, and those who can see or fight these creatures, the Jujutsu sorcerers, are often doomed to a short, painful life. Even the strongest sorcerers live with trauma, and the emotional toll of their duties is crushing. The power structures within the sorcerer world are deeply flawed and often corrupt, meaning that even those trying to protect humanity are trapped in cycles of manipulation and sacrifice. No matter how hard anyone fights, death is almost always just around the corner, and often it's unfair, gruesome, and cruel. It's a world where heroism often leads to tragedy, and hope is a rare commodity. Number 5. Outworld, Mortal Kombat. Outworld is a brutal, war-torn realm dominated by tyrants, monsters, and chaos. Ruled for millennia by despots like Shao Kahn, Onaga, and later Kotal Khan, Outworld is characterized by endless battles for power where strength is the only law and treachery is commonplace. Its landscapes are nightmarish, sulfurous wastelands, carnivorous forests, and cities built on the bones of the vanquished. Civilian life is a constant struggle for survival against an array of supernatural horrors, shokan, tarkatans, and dragons, not to mention bloodthirsty warlords who will crush entire populations without hesitation. Mortal Kombat tournaments are a central fixture here, pitting warriors against one another in brutal combat that often ends in gruesome death. Magic, corruption, and cruelty saturate every corner of Outworld, making it a universe where living itself is an act of defiance against overwhelming odds, and where even survival can mean a lifetime of misery and oppression. 6. Terminator. The Terminator universe is built around the existential dread of technological annihilation. Humanity's own creations, AI and autonomous weapons, have rebelled, launching a nuclear holocaust and initiating a machine-driven genocide. Even in timelines where this hasn't yet happened, the specter of Judgment Day looms large, and killer machines can be sent back in time to alter or enforce the future. For survivors, life is a bleak existence of hiding in ruined cities, constantly evading near indestructible robots designed solely to kill. There is no safe haven. The machines don't need rest, food, or emotion. They just exterminate. Even time travel, a potential source of salvation, is often portrayed as a closed loop or a paradox, making it nearly impossible to alter destiny. Living in this world means being caught between a cold, merciless future and a fragile, paranoid present. Number 7. The Matrix. Imagine living in a dream world without knowing it. A simulation designed to enslave your mind while your body is harvested for energy. That's the horror at the core of the Matrix. The vast majority of humanity lives in blissful ignorance, unaware they are trapped in a false reality. Those who escape into the real world find a desolate wasteland where the sky is scorched, the surface is uninhabitable, and machines hunt down humans with ruthless efficiency. Life is harsh, resources are scarce, and even within Zion, the last human city, hope is in short supply. There's a philosophical despair here too. Questions about free will, the nature of reality, and the ethics of resistance plague everyone. It's not just a physical prison, it's a mental and spiritual one. Waking up means trading comfort for endless struggle, and most people will never even realize they're prisoners. 8. Regular show. At first glance, regular show might not seem like it belongs in this list, but look closer, and it becomes a surreal nightmare wrapped in comedy. The world is governed by cartoon logic, meaning that a casual game of rock, paper, scissors can escalate into an interdimensional war. Supernatural entities, time travel, cursed objects, and existential threats are a daily occurrence. And yet, nobody ever really gets to process or resolve these events. They're usually just reset for the next episode. There's an underlying chaos that defies cause and effect. You can be erased from existence for failing a task or punished by godlike beings over trivial mistakes. The randomness is what makes this world horrifying. You have no control, no consistency, and no way to plan your life. It's like living in a video game with sentient glitches, absurd and entertaining from the outside, but terrifyingly unstable from within.